Kia ora. In the news today, America's been spared a default on its debts thanks to a deal announced this afternoon by President Obama. Although the US president spoke of offering a balanced approach, observers say the agreement swings in favour of Republican demands. The debt ceiling is raised through to 2013, cuts $2.8 trillion from US deficits over the next 10 years, and will look for $1.8 trillion in other savings. And there's relief from our Prime Minister that the US government has managed to reach a deal solving the debt crisis. John Key says it shows New Zealand is better placed than many other countries to manage our economy in a fairly uncertain environment. The US deal to avoid defaulting on debt may have been struck, but the dollar continues its rise. Mike Houlihan from Tuatara Management says the markets have reacted favourably to today's announcement. He says both the Kiwi and the Australian have been pushed higher, but he says now there's uncertainty over just how the ratings agencies will react. All 43 synthetic cannabis products, including chronic, are to be banned by Friday. All products will have to be out of the shops by the end of next week. Parliament will move to amend and then pass the Misuse of Drugs Act this week. The drugs will now carry the same penalties as cannabis and other Class C drugs. The number of confirmed cases of measles in the Waikato has risen to 10. Waikato DHB Medical Officer of Health Dr Del Hood says most of these are confined to the Te Awamutu area where an outbreak was first reported last week. She says it's affecting high school students and the schools are working with the DHB to contain the disease. Projected greenhouse gas emissions are down and allocations of trading units are down, according to a review conducted on the emissions trading scheme. It's found emissions from the combined industrial, electricity and transport sectors were 16.3 million tonnes, over 2.5 million tonnes less than had originally been estimated. The review also says the number of carbon trading units allocated to business are likely to be 25% lower than predicted. The Prime Minister is rejecting suggestions that the government intends offering a post to ACT MP Rodney Hyde. The allegation's been made by New Zealand First Leader Winston Peters. John Key says it's news to him and typical behaviour by Mr Peters. He says he's never had that sort of conversation with Mr Hyde, nor is he aware of any of his ministers doing so either. A disadvantage for retailers is being highlighted by Treasury as it forecasts a boom in internet and online commerce. Treasury is predicting more and more retail purchases will be done online in the coming years as people seek easy-to-find bargains. But Treasury does warn that domestic retail firms are at a disadvantage when compared to international online purchases. For purchases under $400, the latter are largely exempt from GST and duty, unlike retail outlets. And figures for the likely economic growth impact from the upcoming Rugby World Cup are being released by Treasury. It's made its forecast in the just released monthly economic indicators report. Treasury predicts the one-off impact from the Rugby World Cup will be a GDP growth of 0.3%. That's all from me. Thank you very much for watching.